because I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under.
Chance smeared out into innumerable tiny steps over aeons of time is powerful enough to manufacture miracles like dinosaurs and ourselves.
The only watchmaker in nature is the blind forces of physics, albeit deployed in a special way. A true watchmaker has foresight. He designs, he cogs and springs, and plans the interconnections with a future purpose in mind. Natural selection, the blind, unconscious, automatic process, which Darwin discovered, and which we now know is the explanation for the existence and apparently purposeful form of all life, has no purpose in mind. It has no vision, no foresight, no sight at all. If it can be said to play the role of a watchmaker in nature, it is that of a blind watchmaker.
Well, by a very slow process.
Well, how did it start?
Nobody knows how it started. Nobody knows how it started. God doesn't even exist, for goodness sake.
This thesis by Richard Dawkins can be reduced to these four statements. Number one, that the forces of physics are the only watchmaker in nature. The watchmaker is called natural selection. 2. The forces of physics are blind, thus natural selection is blind. 3. Natural selection is an automatic process with no purpose in mind. 4. Natural selection is the explanation for the existence of all life. 5. Natural selection is the explanation for the form of all life.
Lies, lies, you're telling me that you'll be true. Lies, lies, that's all I ever get from you.
Now, these claims go way beyond those of Darwin. The very first claim, that natural selection is reducible to the laws of physics, which are the strong and weak nuclear forces, electromagnetism, and gravity, was not made by Darwin. At best, Dawkins is engaging in a bit of pseudoscience in making this assertion. Natural selection, by definition, assumes that reproducing life is there to start with. Dawkins then personifies the forces of physics by ascribing them with creative powers. The forces now become the watchmaker. At first glance, one might assume literary license. But upon analysis of the rhetoric of anthropomorphism is particularly noteworthy in that it adds an air of credibility to an unsubstantiated claim, because the reader is more likely to accept that a person has creative powers than an impersonal force. This is a very clever piece of sophistry that he exploits fully with his next statement. Since claim 1 is that natural selection is reduced to the forces of physics, his claim of their blindness seems natural and obvious, as most mechanisms are. Watches, MP3 players, and engines are obviously blind. So points 2 and 3 are simply truisms that forces are blind and without intent. Although point 3 is that they have no purpose, the thing Dawkins never addresses is that mechanisms like watches, MP3 players, though not conscious themselves, are all products of conscious minds that are not blind. The mechanisms themselves are blind and without intent, but they are the products of intentional, intelligent design. This is the point Dawkins is attempting to evade by a seemingly innocent personification of the forces in claim number 2. He creates the illusion that he has dealt with personal creative agency when he has only danced around it, albeit cleverly.
Lies, lies, you're telling me that you'll be true. Lies, lies, that's all I ever get from you. Tears, tears, I shed a million tears for you. Tears, tears, and now you're loving someone new. Someday I'm gonna be happy.
Now, we come to the most astounding assertion of all. Natural selection is the explanation for the existence of all life? I'm really at a loss for polite words to describe Dawkins' intentions with this canard. By definition, natural selection presupposes the existence of reproducing life.
The origin of the first self-replicating molecule.
Right, how did that happen?
I told you we don't know.
So you have no idea how it started?
No, nor has anybody.
Nor has anyone else.
I told you we don't know. I told you we don't know. Don't know.
One wonders why otherwise rational members of the scientific community don't take Dawkins' own advice. Next time someone tells you that something is true, why not say to them, what kind of evidence is there for that? And if they can't give you a good answer, I hope you'll think very carefully before you believe a word they say. And not believe another word Dawkins says.
So you have no idea how it started?
No, I told you we don't know.
The final point that natural selection is the explanation for the form of all life is truly the only assertion of the lot that has any true explanatory merit. The term natural selection, of course, has taken on new meaning since Darwin's day to include mutation and genetic drift in addition to the Darwinian idea. The form of life is what Darwinian evolution addresses by definition. Microevolutionary processes can be observed and are the basis for the natural selection idea. Yet taking microevolutionary evidence and extrapolating it out to the conjecture explanation for the form of all life, while it may be the most logical inference for the atheistic naturalist, that doesn't make it true any more than crossing your fingers and wishing it were so.
Lies, lies,
In examining this 5-point thesis, it is clear Dawkins uses the more scientifically palatable claim of explaining form to mask his unsubstantiated pseudo-scientific conjectures that natural selection explains all life and its very existence. Microevolutionary processes are dubiously and upon critical analysis transparently merged with claim 4, existence of all life, to form a blatant sophism. Mr. Dawkins is certainly educated enough to know that a patently fallacious premise merged with a more credible one does not a sound argument make. One has no choice but to question his integrity.
I told you we don't know. Don't know.
So you have no idea how it started?
Nor has any. Nor has anybody.
Nor has anyone else.
God doesn't even exist, for goodness sake.
Hello. Hello.
Be an absolute 100% atheist.
Or Thor, or Apollo, or Baal.
God doesn't even exist. Could all be wrong about the flying spaghetti monster and the pink unicorn and the flying teapot. God doesn't even exist. Fish turned into reptiles, the reptiles turned into mammals. What if you're wrong about the great juju at the bottom of the sea? I treat God as the same as fairies and unicorns.
Ho, 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 it's magic, you know. Never believe it's not so. Ho, ho, it's magic, you know. Never believe it's not so.
God doesn't even exist. God doesn't even exist.
God doesn't even exist. God doesn't even exist. God doesn't even exist. God doesn't even exist. God doesn't even exist. God doesn't even exist.
I can't disprove God.